Labor's social media ban has been going for about a month, but nothing really feels like it's changed very much. I still see kids walking around scrolling Instagram, and apparently some people have been kicked off, but a lot of others have found ways around it, have managed to change the settings, and some even still tell social media companies their age and seem to have accounts. Claire, you wrote a fantastic opinion piece today about the social media ban. Tell us, what is so concerning about this?
Yeah, well, there was obviously a lot of hype and a lot of talking in the lead up to this ban, and a lot of opinions of where the government and legislation should be used in this way. And so we're 1 month in, school holidays as well. And a lot of people are saying, well, what's happened, Claire? Are these kids on it? And the reality is that if you are between 13 and 15 years old, most kids are still on it. As you said, Freya, they are either having workarounds, they were kicked off it, but there's some workaround and they're putting in their parents' details, or a lot of kids are telling me, oh, nothing happened to my Snapchat, nothing happened to my Instagram. I'm just still using it with my underage now birth date in there. And so, look, there's a couple of things here. First of all, I was always kind of reluctantly on the fence about this, and not as a psychologist, because I think kids should be on social media. I think they should be absolutely off it. I think they should be off smartphones. But I was nervous about putting that as a legislated government role to do it. I do think that this ban, this legislation, will positively impact thousands, if not millions, of Australian children. It won't be the teenagers now, it will be the next generations. I've got young kids now who now know they just will not be getting social media until they're 16, and they've got a couple of years for that just to be normalised. They know it's against the law. So I think for parents that I talk to with young children, they are very, very thankful. The second issue, though, as I wrote today in the AFR, is about what is the role of government and legislation, because is the role to be able to assist parents in making parenting decisions that they otherwise felt was too hard to make? And second of all, if there are kids on these social media platforms now, well, where is the government, where is the e-safety commissioner chasing the millions and millions of fines? They should be coughing up already. These tech companies are technically breaking the law, but seemingly nothing is being done about it. So I just think that it does make a little bit of a mockery of laws and legislation about what can be enforced and what can't. And so, you know, is one law more important than another law? Can I now say, well, you know, I know it's against the law not to shoplift, but, you know, are you going to enforce that or not? So I just think that we have to see how this rolls out in the next 6 months. There are a lot of parents who are very happy about it, and I think it will assist them in the future. But at the moment, there just doesn't seem to be the follow-through now. Was it all theatrics? Was it all kind of...
What a shock that this government produced something that was, you know, more style than substance. I mean, it was, you know, all bang and no buck. I don't know. It just seems to be that, you know, Annika Wells went on a New York jaunt, told everyone how fabulous she was, did a, you know, little worldwide tour of how awesome the Albanese government was, and it was being rolled out elsewhere. Well, nothing to see here now. It's all finished. We've got the positive press. There are many other countries
watching us and talking about putting in place the same. So they will be watching in the next few months how this is actually implemented.
I think one of the most effective things the social media ban could do, though, is give parents more permission to be able to stand up to their children.
Absolutely.
One of the hardest parts, and I remember this going through school, I didn't love social media. I saw what it was doing to my friends. It was very toxic, especially for young girls. But if you're not on it, well, then you're not getting invited to the parties. You're left out of all the group chats. And so it does kind of put parents and kids in an impossible situation where you're choosing between either participating in toxic social media or being socially isolated. Well, and it's hard to know how to navigate that.
This is what Jonathan Haidt was talking about, that it's, you know, there were parent groups in the US coming together, classes coming together, schools coming together and saying, that's it, we're moving all our kids to these so-called dumb phones so they don't have access to social media. So rather than the kids not on it being the exception to the rule, it's actually all the kids are off it, all the parents are backing each other up. You know, we didn't have social media when I was a kid, but I remember I was able to get my ears pierced because I told my mum that if I got mine done, Susanna could get hers done. And Susanna told her mum if she got hers done, Holly could get hers done. And that was the same form of sort of, you know, I have to be on Facebook because so-and-so's on Facebook,
Sure,
and that's how I'm going to know. Whereas if you're able to say, well, no one in the school's on it, no one in the class is on it, then therefore it's not existing.